Hello everybody, a very good morning to you all and welcome back to another live stream here at Taurex and at Moss. Hope everyone is doing well and had a good week in the market so far. It's been a week where I haven't actually placed a trade yet. We'll take a look at some of the alerts that I had set on on Monday's trades, I think it was. And then really it's for me trying to find some new trades. I'm a little bit skeptical about today, to be honest, because it's that deadline day thing, but he's pushed most of them back, but then he's come and put some quite aggressive tariffs on copper, which we've seen a huge reaction this morning. So we'll take a look at that. So I'm a little bit skeptical about trading today, but I'm going to do my best to try and find some good trade opportunities for you all. So yeah, hope everyone is doing well. If you are around today, feel free to pop up and say hello. We are doing, of course, the giveaway. You'll see it on the screen. All you got to do is comment win, and you will have a chance to win a $10,000 two-phase Atmos funded challenge, and also the second winner will win a 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. So some good prizes for you all on this Wednesday morning. So hello to those in the room at the moment. Good to see you all. I hope you are all doing well. Who have we got? We've got VR Gopi. Hello to you. Good to see you. Adolphus. We got Nikhil, Shyam, Pahadi, Discovering. Good to see you as well. Nikhil, just reading your message here. Yes, I'll look at GBP Japanese yen. You're short in this trade from 199.1. Okay. I will take a look at that for you. Who else have we got? We've got Mark, good to see you. Daniel, hello to you as well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Patrick, Percy's, Day On, Kirkton, Love666, King of the Jungle, hello to you. Daniel, I took a sneaky USD yen this morning. Any idea? Is this because I had FOMO? We'll take a look at that for you, no problem. Let's start, first of all, with... What should I start with? I should plan this better, shouldn't I? I'd just like to go with the flow, really. What would I fancy? I think it's probably good that we start with the Trump situation, with what's coming up in terms of the deadline, which has been pushed back. Mainly has been pushed back. However, there is some things that we need to take into some consideration. President Donald Trump vowed to push forward his aggressive tariff regime in the coming days, stressing he would not offer additional extensions on country-specific levies set to now hit in early August. So essentially what he said is that those tariffs, where the deadline was going to be the 9th of July, has now been pushed. Those tariffs will come into effect on the 1st of August. So that was the news that we had on Monday, which I think probably played down the importance of this day a little bit. I don't think this day now becomes as important as it was when I streamed on Monday. However, still carries importance. Social media and a cabinet meeting on Tuesday came after the traders initially shrugged off a series of letters and executive actions Trump issued on Monday, pushing back the deadline for his so-called reciprocal tariffs, while announcing the latest rates he'd planned for more than a dozen countries that had not yet succeeded in brokering quick trade agreements. The main news that we saw really was this down here, where he said that the president said that he would impose a 50% rate on copper products being sent into the US, spurring a record spike in US futures and a drop in the global benchmark. So for those of you who don't think these sorts of news events are important, right, take a look at that. That is what we're dealing with on the copper chart. On the copper chart, that's a 5-minute time frame, by the way. Look, you can see the sheer explosion in volatility in copper after those tariffs were announced. So it's one of those things where it's like, because of the way he sometimes does it as a surprise, that's why we see such a big knee-jerk reaction. So I'm not going to come on here and say, like, you need to be on the ball because you can catch this move. It's very difficult. I understand it's very difficult to try and catch onto a move like this. However, it does allow us to sort of get a general idea for the way he's feeling and what that could mean for tariffs in other sectors as well. So the main message here that I want to show or tell you all is that this is a specific, like an asset specific thing, right? There's going to be somewhere that are taken back. There's going to be like massive tariffs on a certain good or certain product or certain commodity, and then other sectors won't be. So it's very sector specific, is what I like to call it for this sort of thing that we see at the moment. So that's okay, that's fine. Not really. I don't think anything too much that we want to. But I'm just a little bit skeptical because I think some things are going to be said today at least. So we'll have to keep an eye on what he's going to come out with. But we can expect there to be volatility in the markets. It's just how nice that volatility is to trade. You know, is it going to be horrific, or is it going to be like some good movement? So where do we stand now, essentially? Because the initial tariff deadline that was set for the 9th has been moved, but there are still some things that we need to actually figure out itself. So we're going to find out some of that today. But they did say on Monday they're going to push back the July 9th deadline. But essentially, if you don't move things along, then on August the 1st, you will boomerang back to your April 2nd tariff level. That's the one thing that I took from all of this, which concerns me a little bit. And so we now know from what Trump has done before that when this happened, we saw gold spike, we saw the dollar sink, and we saw the stock market sink as well, particularly for the gold market and the US dollar market. I'm lining up sort of Trump to do the same thing, to be honest with you. If these deals aren't met, and there's no deals that are negotiated with the different economies, I bet you he goes crazy on the August the 1st. And this bit here, you will boomerang back to your April the 2nd tariff level. That's going to cause fear. That's going to cause, I think, dollar downside, and I think it's going to cause gold upside. Okay, so just keep that in your minds for the future. Thank you to those who are commenting on the channel as well. Thank you very much. Good to see some familiar faces on there. Rakes, Ali, Andrews, Top Trades. Good to see you all. Jane, hello to you as well. Dealers, give me money. Give me money. I like it. Good to see you all. Be very careful, guys. I just want to say for the giveaway, we can't really accept people who are using multiple accounts. Okay, I just want to say that. So, yeah, just be careful. We can have one entry really per person. So I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, cool. Right, let's now have a look then at some of the trades. So, as I've been banging on about for the past few weeks, really. Or a few weeks, should we say? No, probably the last week. This area in gold is an area of buying for me. So, I am now actually active. I didn't even really realize that, because I always look at, when I come onto my live streams, I check the charts for the first time when I see you guys, so I can actually do like some raw analysis. This is my area to buy for gold. So from my own personal perspective, I had a buy limit set down here, and now I'm active in this trade. So that's it, really. Let's see how it goes. So for me, this is a 2% risk trade because it's a 4-hour trade, and I've got potentially a 9.85 to 1 risk reward, which is pretty nice. And if we look at it on a lower time frame, you can see that we are finding some support around this area. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, because it tagged in yesterday. I forgot because Rakes in the channel said about in the Discord channel said about it. So I'm a set and forget guy. Yeah. So like when I plan this trade on a Monday, I put the buy limit in and then I let the thing go. So yeah, there's nothing really else to say. I can explain the trade idea again. I explained it on Monday. I'm basically trying to utilize this bullish wave. The downside to this trade for me is that like we did run into this bearish fair value gap, right? And we've seen quite a sharp reaction, but I still believe that, you know, this is what I would call a break of structure. This is quite a big high to break, yeah. We are bullish on the daily as well. If you look at the daily time frame, okay. I don't like trading in the middle of ranges, I know, but sometimes, um, when it's like gold, it swerves me quite a lot. So I wanted to try and get in on gold. So, and I'm still bearish on the US dollar. So I'm in the trade. You know, there's nothing else really to say other than that I'm in the trade really. So we'll see how it goes. I might even place this one live in front of you just so I can show you how I manage risk as well. So bear with me because I've done this deliberately because I hate it. I kept showing you guys like the phone, didn't I? And I imagine if I do that, it's quite hard to see. Oh no, you can because I've got the new camera, so you can see it. But however, I don't want to trade it just yet because you can see we're already breaking. Okay, right. Let's just have a look. Okay, so I'm on my live account now. I'm on the gold chart. Let's just sort of marrying this up with what I see. Okay, and here's what I do as well, by the way, when I trade, is I always use a lot size calculator. Yes, I am. I am on my funded accounts. So just want to show you guys how important risk management is. So what I do is I just use a lot size calculator, and in the academy I've actually built one that you can put into your MetaTrader itself because we don't want to calculate it manually, right? So as you can see, my account balance is that. So as always, I'll just copy the values over. 2% risk. My stop loss is uh, 1637. So that's a 0.84. So I'm risking 1,000 and, sorry, dollars. I need to put that in dollars. My bad. Make sure you do that, guys. So I'm risking 0.62 lots. So if I now go to MetaTrader, .62. Just going to get into the buy quickly, and then 3274.3. Just going to put my stop loss in there, guys. 2 seconds. 3274.43. I'll just leave my take profit out of it at the moment, just so. And there we go. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, we made 2% on gold last week, actually. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm happy with that. I'm not really too fussed when the session opens. Like, I won't even look at this trade unless I get to 1-to-1 risk reward or unless I get stopped out. I don't even look. I'm not fussed what happens, you know. So yeah, just want to check it on here as well. Okay, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Right, so I will make sure I update the Discord channel on that as well. There's a little bit of gold analysis for you today. Let's have a look at some of the requests. So, Dan, your stop loss has hit on dollar yen. Sorry to hear that, mate. Do you still want me to take a look at it? Nikhil, you asked me to have a look at GBP Japanese yen. You're in a short from 199.1 down here. I was trying to buy pound Japanese yen down at this level here. I'm going to keep this alert on, by the way, because for me it's still a decent area for me to take a look at. So I'm going to keep this limit, this alert set, if and when we get there, which we probably won't. Just looking at your short trade, Nikhil. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your trade because it's your trade, it's not mine. I can give you the analysis that I think on this market, though. I think we're due a pullback, right? However, I've learned in trading to give up trying to call bottoms and call tops. It doesn't work, right? You could have set up here. Oh look, we have to fall. We're due a fall here. Like we've come this far. We're due a fall. We're due a fall. The point here is the market structure. Don't like overcomplicate what you see on the chart. What I see on the chart is a market which is bullish. So when I see a market which is bullish, I don't sell it ever, and all I do is wait for opportunities to buy. That's as simple as it is for me. So right now, I personally wouldn't want to be in a short position here, even though it could, we could potentially be looking at some sort of pullback. And I think that pullback could come down to probably around. The problem with your sell, in my opinion, is there's actually a support area or demand zone sitting right at 199.16, pretty much where your sell is, which I think could be some support for this market, which could be something like that. All right. If we break down below this area, then I think your short is good, because then we'd probably take out all of this. Yeah. We'd probably make a move down, then hopefully down at least into 197. Probably my area down here is way too far away thinking about it, because there's some support along here as well, probably around this 197.5 mark. But this has to break first. So unless that breaks, I wouldn't really be looking for too many shorts. Oh. Isn't that nice? Let's read what someone said about Kirkton. Hello to you. On the 4-hour time frame on gold, the liquidity. Do you think the liquidity will be taken before going long? What liquidity do you mean, mate? Because for me, I know there's obviously liquidity that builds up, and there's always new liquidity. But my main liquidity grab was here. This was my main buy, actually, which got swerved, and you can see how it went after that, which is just annoying. This, for me, was the big liquidity grab. Actually, if we zoom in on some liquidity here, you could argue we've actually taken some more liquidity, internal liquidity I'd call it, at these lows, because you can see that fake out. And all we need now, I say all we need, what we're looking for is really a break above this. I think if we can get a break above this, we should be good. Okay, break above that, retest, boom, something like that. So no, I don't really see any like more liquidity. I think probably what may happen is if we do get a breakdown, this is why I've got my stop loss there personally, because I think if we get a breakdown below there, I think we probably then come down to this area. And if that happens, so be it, because I'll look to go again. Okay, cool. Right. Any other requests, anyone? Let's. I'll continue going. Let's have a look at the dollar. What's the dollar doing? I've not really been trading it too much because it's not really been doing anything for me. It's just sort of in that retracement period now. The thing about the retracement is I feel like it's on borrowed time. Okay. So at the moment we're in a retracement period. We're not bullish, but we're in a retracement period, okay? So what we're then looking for essentially is We're waiting for this, keeping it really simple. But what might happen for some time is you might get a bit more of something like this. And as I've said on multiple occasions, it doesn't really become bullish for me unless we see a break of, this is the main high at 100.5. But I think this is quite an important one as well, 99.4. I think if the dollar index was to, come up and break above this high eventually, then I'll probably go, okay, maybe it's time to look for dollar longs. Until that point, I sit on my hands and I wait. I sit on my hands and I wait for the pullback. Just reading some of the comments here. Hello to you, White. Have you guys ever taken advice about trade ideas in ChatGPT? No, I don't. To be honest with you, I haven't done that. Has anyone else done that? Because I haven't done that before, to be honest with you. But anyway. Has anyone had any success doing that? Okay, cool. What else do I want to look at today? I'm in a gold trade already, so I want to see how that goes, to be honest with you. Dollar yen. Dollar yen's been horrific, hasn't it, really? Dollar yen's stuck, isn't it? It really is stuck. If you take away that, if you look at that price action, we're sort of basing out here potentially to go higher, but how much leg room has it really got? I mean, for me personally, this is a really nice selling area. The reason this is a really nice selling area is not only because it's a nice supply zone up here, but above that area, that's all balanced. If we're going to come above this wick, we should then come above here, okay? And then if we do come above that wick, then it wouldn't, we're probably going to come up into the 150s. So this is a good resistance area for me. And if you think about how long's that been? April the 11th. 3 months. July. 3 months. 3 months of the price being stuck. What does that mean? That means liquidity. That means liquidity. Okay. Liquidity sitting above all of these highs. And that means that if we do get that, then I would look for that. In fact, so much so, I'm willing to take a short position here. That would be what my trade looks like. I don't really need to place it now, to be honest. Probably just set myself an alert at this liquidity area. So if I set an alert there and look for something like that, let's see. I like it. I do like it. Yeah. Because I'm not looking to buy the dollar just yet, to be honest. Just having a look at the stock market, seems to be in a bit of a holding pattern. The gaps didn't really seem to, it doesn't always work. You see there was some support from the gap, but overall, not really much there to get excited about. Same with this gap, look. Went straight through it, actually. Could actually use this as a selling area, but I don't sell stocks, so I wouldn't look to do that, to be honest with you. Okay. Remove that. Yeah, you can see that didn't work. That would never have worked. US 30 analysis. Yeah, sure. What do I think about the US 30 at the moment? Phew. It's a difficult one, right? Because it's come so far. It's come so far from the 22nd of June up to here. If I was to just draw a Fibonacci from literally from top to bottom, I was initially looking at this area. But it doesn't stack up with anything too much, to be honest with you. It's not a bad area though, right? This might be worth... This might be worth a small trade, like a 0.5% risk, because the risk reward's really nice. That's something I would look at. Because if we do get a breakdown below here, we're going to come probably down to this wick, and then we're probably going to come all the way down to here. So, yeah, I quite like that for US 30, to be fair. Might even do 0.5% trade on that myself. No, I like it. Just reading some of the comments here. I'll look at the DAX curtain as well, no problem. Percy says, hi guys, do you feel terror when your trade is in the SL zone or TP zone? No. Nope. You have to try. I know it's hard. It's easier said than done. But you do have to try and remove a lot of emotion away from the trading. If you're feeling terror when your trade is in your SL, near your SL or your TP, it's probably because I imagine you may have risked too much. See if you feel that same terror if you just cut your risk back. Yeah? Because I believe that terror comes from fear of losing or fear of not winning, right? And that comes from the money side of things, and that comes from like, I don't want to lose it. Yeah? I found that when I felt like that, even I didn't feel like I was staking too much or risking too much. Sometimes it's when you're getting used to it, even like 1%, you know, especially on like a higher funded account, it felt a lot of money and it felt too much. So I scaled it down to like 0.2% until I started to feel comfortable. And then I just moved my risk up slowly. So that's what I would recommend that you do. To be honest, that's what I would suggest. It's just cut back on that risk a bit. I don't really like what gold's doing at the moment. Anyway, I'm not even looking. Your NZD, I want to go long after the... Oh, let me look at Curtin's request first on the DAX. Oof. Oh, it's on a one-way ticket. It is on a one-way ticket. By the way, can I just say, if we go back to this trade that I put a buy limit on, remember? Here, do you remember that? I've even still got the alert on. I'm going to delete it now. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this, but I don't care. But can you imagine if that got tagged in? Oh, it would have been 30 to 1 risk reward. Damn. Oh well, it didn't get tagged in, so that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. In fact, I'm going to delete all of that because you can't get down about it at all. I'm just going to delete that as well. So I've got some couple of alerts set. To be honest with you, Curtin, right now it's a difficult one on the DAX because it just looks to me like we're gunning for this high. A bit like what the US stock market did not too long ago. If I try and marry that up for you, if I go onto like the NASDAQ, for example, do you remember when we were here? We had this all-time high. Oh, sorry. We had this all-time high, and we were like trading just like this. And we eventually did come up and take it. So for me, the DAX, it looks pretty similar. You know, it's just lagging behind a bit. So my sort of theory of trying to trade this would be like to wait for some sort of pullback or some sort of pause. There isn't one at the moment. It's one of these things where it's just like trying to catch on to momentum. It's not really how I like to trade because I like to trade in a good area. But you do get these like pauses, you see, or these little mini pullbacks. And if we get one around here, if we get something that looks like that, maybe down towards this area, and that could be good. You've got to be quite aggressive, I think. You can keep it really simple and be like, right, this is where that move started from. We're targeting the all-time high. Here's my trade to that all-time high. Okay. That is still a 6.3 to 1 risk reward. I quite like that. Quite like that a lot. So yeah, let's see how that one goes. I do like that. I'm going to set myself an alert down there for when the time's right. And that could be a good little, probably this for me would be a 1% trade because I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Adolphus, the correlation between silver and gold, well, essentially the correlation is the fact they're both metals, right? So typically when the industry is, the metal industry itself is it's suffering or experiencing higher prices, you're going to see typically gold and silver both move in the same direction. What we've seen over the past few years is that silver really has lagged behind gold, and that's really because there's just been more demand for gold, to be honest with you, on an institutional level, and gold is seen a lot more as a safe haven flow. So in times of uncertainty, you see people flocking to gold, and silver just gets left behind. There isn't really another reason. If you look on social media and that, how many people trade gold? How many people do you see trade silver? That's less action on the charts, less money going into that market. That's why it lags behind a bit. What have we got now? Let's have a look. Euro NZD. You want to go long after the 4 hour candle close. By the way, guys, I'm doing the live stream giveaway very, very soon. Very soon. So get your entries in. We've currently got 107 people. Amazing, 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 amazing. Where were we? Who's trading Euro NZD, man? By the way, I should actually note that before we just go on to that, because it's obviously a market, the RBNZ left rate's unchanged, by the way, if you're wondering why there was some volatility in the New Zealand dollar. And we had the day before that, we actually had a hawkish surprise from the RBA. They decided to keep rates at 3.85% instead of the forecast, which was for a 25 basis point rate cut, but just to keep you in the loop there. So in terms of what we see on Euro NZD, not really, nothing really happened. nothing really happened from the decision itself, but you can quite clearly see this is on a great. You want to go long after the 4 hour candle closes. Any ideas? I personally, not that it's a market that I trade, so when I mark this isn't one of my like official trade ideas as such, but I would probably I'd probably look to buy Euro NZD down at this area. Okay. Because as well we've got lots of balanced price action. Pretty much all of this here that you see is balanced, which means that if we in theory from what I see, if we see the market come down below this area here, yeah, then we're probably going to see a move and come and take all of this out because it's all balanced, right? And we're probably going to then see a move down here. But I wouldn't look to buy Euro NZD from my own personal perspective. I wouldn't look to buy it until it gets down to this area because that's a nice discounted area to look to buy from, to be honest. Any other questions? Anything else anyone wants me to take a look at? Any questions market related or trading related, or should we do the giveaway? I'll do the giveaway and then people can drop their questions in if they have any. I'll do pound. Sorry, I've just seen that. Do GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay. Right. Oh, that is clear. GBP USD, in my opinion, has a beautiful area of support down here. I'm noticing that all these dollar pairs are starting to line up for me because we saw the dollar go in that sort of like retracement channel up, right? Which I think could continue for a little bit longer, could continue that grind. That will bring dollar yen higher up to my level, and that will bring pound dollar down to this level here. And this would be my trade on pound dollar. Boom. Simple. Trading doesn't have to be too complicated. So again, people, I will set myself an alert there. And should the time come, you might be asking why I'm setting the alert. Why I'm setting the alert at that level rather than just placing the buy limit. It's quite far away. So when we do get down to that area, I need to sort of assess the situation with the dollar, and I need to assess the situation in the economy. Okay, I need to assess that. That's what I have to do. So I will wait to see what the situation is, what the narratives are when we get down to that area. But more often than not, I still will place the trade. It's just if something drastically changes. Like say, for example, we get this massive dollar bull event, like out of nowhere, something I can't even think of right now. And I've got all these limits set and I just get stopped out, like, or even I get some slippage. I don't want to see price action that looks like too much like that. I want to see this. I want to see it just gently come in and then boom. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Amazing. Thank you very much for the likes as well. 100 likes on the stream. It's really good. If, guys, share this out to your friends. Like, I can potentially increase the giveaways if we get more views on the stream. Follow me on social media. I'm active on Instagram at Connorwoods Trading, on TikTok a little bit at Connorwoods Trading. I've even got an X account as well if you want to follow me on there. It's just at Woods Trading, and I post all the links and stuff and share some tips and tricks and analysis and stuff. Obviously, the live streams is where you're going to get the majority of your goodness, and obviously you can join the Discord channel as well. The link is in the description. Okay, Right then, people, 127 entries to our giveaway. Fantastic stuff. We are giving away a 10k Atmos funded challenge. And also we're going to give away a 50% deposit bonus into Taurex. So good luck to those who are entering. Also, just to let you know, I am working on a fantastic educational course and mentorship scheme. So you can actually get one-to-one coaching from me if you wish. And I will have more details on that soon. Okay, it's not ready at the moment, but hopefully by the end of summer, this is all going to be a full like package that you guys can benefit from. There's a free option as well, so I'm not just and I'm not charging thousands and thousands of dollars for courses at all. Like not even 1,000, like not even that. It's much cheaper. I hate it when people charge so much for courses. Okay, so our first winner is going to be the Atmos giveaway. So good luck. And that winner is Shanva. Shanva, if you are around, please could you drop your Discord username in the chat, and I'll message you on how you can claim that prize. Okay, so well done to you, Shanva. You've just won a $10,000 Atmos funded challenge giveaway. Really good stuff. The winner of our 50% deposit bonus into Taurex is Jason FX. Jason FX, if you're around, please drop your Discord username. As always, the people who don't claim the prizes by the beginning of the next stream, I will roll over the prize. But Shamba, thank you very much. Well done to you as well. Really good stuff. If you didn't win, don't worry. Come back on Monday. I'll be streaming again next Monday, and I will be doing more of these giveaways and more trade ideas and everything like that. So do not worry. Well done to you, Shamba, and well done to you, Jason FX. If you could do the same, either on the stream or when I come off the stream. Okay. That's pretty much it for today then, people. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I do hope everyone has a good trading day. Lots of analysis in there. So if you were active on the stream, we've got some really good analysis. I'm live on gold. It's the only trade I'm live on at the moment, but there's other markets which I've got alerts set for. So fingers crossed we can get some more good trades coming. Until then, trade well. Trade safe, and if you do need me, I'll be active in the Discord channel to answer any of your questions. Thank you very much, and good luck to all those who are trading today. Cheers.